Hello everyone and welcome to my view on the release of the Helsmiths of Hashut. We are here, the Chaos Dwarfs are back, 14 years after Tamurkan, 31 years! 31 years after the army book came out. The original one, which was actually only a collection of White Dwarf articles, but big hats, better hats, and I must say, I love their look. There's some comments online, it's a bit divided, but I like it. It has, in general, their big hats, not as big as they were in the old metal Warhammer, where you could balance a stone thrower template on top of the unit, and it wouldn't move. Really easy to see how many of your dwarves were hit. They wouldn't die anyway, because they were just uber and better than all the rest. So, but yeah, this one, well, I don't know. I'm just a small channel. Not many people are gonna watch this. This is just a labor of love, a hobby thingy. I'm not an influencer, not a pro painter, nothing. Just a gamer who likes to chit chat about his wargame ideas at moments. And but I did a little preview. No, how should I say it? Prediction video last week. Got like 50 views or something, I believe. But in there, I must say I was quite on the top on their looks. So we have the bare-chested dwarfs. The helmets are more leaning towards the Blood Bowl style than the real old cones. It's like a beautiful merging of last year's Blood Bowl team style and the old Chaos Dwarf look. By the way, I'm not a fan of the Forge World look. I didn't really like their grim dark view, even though I have quite a lot of them, and also third parties that follow that look and everything. I'm a maniac. I just want it all. Which is also a benefit actually of this release. They're now going to be Chaos Dwarfs buyable off the shelf, and there's going to be affordable secondhand Chaos Dwarfs not soon after that. More on that a bit later. But yeah, they were announced, and they started with the launch box. It's going to be a hell to get it on pre-order, but we're going to try it. And it contained a lovely character model. Their lore also now is a bit, instead of, well, no, the enslavement part is way lessened in a way, because now they just enslave and mash demons into their weapons to power it. So if Hashut ever gets into the pantheon of the Chaos Gods, he's gonna have a lot of explaining to do about what happened to the other gods' followers. So where are demonettes and blotters? Well, about that, guys. Yeah, so you can imagine. Another great thing that I like about their look is that they changed the skulls that was always everywhere with gemstones. Gemstones and dwarves is just something that I find goes well together. Okay, on some models it might be a bit too much, like on the leader of the Zardron, because that's how they're called now in Age of Sigmar. So old dwarf factions seem to end on Dron, and Zar, of course, Zarnagrund, the land of the Chaos Dwarfs in the original 1994 book. And there were the leader is like an infernal cohort, how it's called. He is a war despot. They still also hint at the fact that, but yeah, as I said, so the look, I was more or less on it. They have the ropes of the Horns of Hashut and everything, so yeah, I'm a fan. So you got the leader, great looking model, and then you've got the cohorts, and you can build them in two ways. You've got the warriors with swords and awesome big shields, and they remind me a bit of the style of the Mantic Chaos Dwarfs. The champion has a huge axe. One thing that's of note, even with the standard bearer here and the champion, they all have that greenish orb, which is actually a ball of demonic essence. So means that literally every Chaos Dwarf, or almost everyone, because the swordsmen don't have it, have a demon imbued in their weapons, even the spearmen. So as I said before, Hashut is going to have a lot of explaining to do. And then there's of course this awesome figure, the Wargrot. It's a poor hobgoblin, or Hobgrot as they're called now, who has to wield a big metal gong, and then there's a dwarf ready with a huge mace to slam it like crazy. And the gong bearer, that's how I bit thought of how the whole army would look. I wouldn't think they would have all full metal armor, but yeah, I'm happy with how they turned out. So it's only better than what I explode. So then you have the War Machine, the Tormentor Bombard, which is like the newest incarnation of the Earthshaker, which later became the Dreadquake / Hell Cannon, and now we have a Bombard. but it remains the same, a big over-the-top mortar. This one lops shots filled with demonic essence again, so... And then you can also build it alternatively as a Dead Shrieker rocket battery. They didn't even bother to change the names. They are truly the successors of the Chaos Dwarfs, because even the War Machine remains the same in name. Though that's pretty awesome as well. Another thing that's in there and that I thought that would be there is the Dominator engine, a large dreadnought-like bull demon-bound golem. So... they look fantastic. If you see the picture, they look quite big. I'm not too certain. They're not going to be as big as a Gargant anyway, but they are bulky and they will make nice centerpieces for your army. You can build it either with 2 big cannon hands or with 2 maces, and I love that mace version. It just looks so violent. Yeah, that's an awesome thing. Also, the whole aesthetic of the mechanical bulls, I quite dig it. It's something different, but not wrongly different. So yeah, I'm really a fan. I'm gonna need a couple of those machines if they're really big, also to serve as a Kadai destroyer in the old world. So toss them on a square base. I already read of people who are going to doing with the warriors now that they're passing to have a Chaos Dwarf army in the old world, but I'm not gonna do that. I've got enough square-based Chaos Dwarfs already, and I'm planning on buying a 5,000 points army book anyway. Launchbox also comes with a special artwork army book, so yeah. That's not all, because once that was released, a second part was done, and these will come out a few months, they say, after their first release. So my feeling is the launch box will be here as soon as this summer. It won't be long. And then the rest of the army will be probably in the winter release slot. So with the big army box and everything. Yeah, my wallet is already crying in the demonic. But you have this lovely Demon Smith. With the book with the stone tablets and everything. That's just great. The Assyrian look also on the army. And you can also build that model as an Ashen Elder. Now, most of the kits here, well, almost all of them, except I think the War Despot, are multi-built. So the warriors could be made as swords or spears. You have the 2 versions of the War Machine, the 2 versions of the big golem thing, and then now this one can also be made as an Ashen Elder. So that's a priest of Hashut. So you have priests and wizards. Yeah, they're not gonna be too bad in the magic phases. And then we have the next duel kit, and oh my god, these are lovely. The Bull Centaurs, the most cool kit of the whole release for my part. Well, no, there's one more coming up, but yeah, they're big version Bull Centaurs, so you see it already. They're massively more bulky than the old metal ones. These are in the size range of the Forge World, and I think Blood Bowl ones like the star player Hafark. So about that size. They're sitting on regular cavalry bases for as far as I can see. So I'm gonna have to have reinforced units of those, but I will also buy extra boxes of those to serve as the bigger variant in the old world, because in the old world legacy PDF you can now field the old and the Forge World sized Bull Centaurs in your force. So too bad they haven't released a character yet for the hero, but you can also make them as Anointed Sentinels, the Great Weapon variant, which is usually what you also be fielding. So what I'm imagining for the old world, the Anointed Sentinels as the unit, and one of the regular builds of Bull Centaurs as the champion / characters model. So that's a bit of an idea that I'm playing with now. But those anointed, the bare-chested bull helmeted ones, they look awesome. I love those glaive weapons and everything, so that's pretty cool. Then we have another kit with the dual bunk, and that's one that I did expect. Blunderbusses. They look, well, a bit more, well, modern Age of Sigmar style blunderbuss. But I think it's gonna do a lot if you don't paint the glow in the barrel already, that greenish thing. And then you have the flamethrowers, which is another option you can build them as. So I suspect both will be short-ranged weapons, 12-inch or even shorter for the flamethrowers. But yeah, it's a 5-man kit with 2 options. I'm gonna have to need lots of those, lots, because I like my blunderbusses by the 50. Don't even know if it's viable to play, but I will have them in my cabinets. And of course, what Chaos Dwarf army is complete without their Hobgrot allies, and is the Hobgrot Vandals. And these are fantastic models. They are a big mob, and these are like models that are really usable for Age of Sigmar. Were it not I'm painting now Age of Sigmar Old World, painting up almost 200 Oath Mark 1, so I'm not gonna buy them for that. But these are the guys that Livy with the Cruel Boys as trade partners, and well, they have that great medieval look. That just like, yeah, they're called Vandals. They're the ones that they send forth to die in droves. You just know it. And then there's another awesome kit, Uruk-Tar, a special character, a large Taurus riding wizard, and as you can see now, the Tauruses are also that mechanical feel. Feels a bit like the Kadai Destroyer in the Total War game, but I dig it. I really dig it. I've got another organic flying monster, so yeah, but I'm gonna need a couple of those, because Uruk-Tar, okay, I need one of them for the special character, but you can also build this kit as a generic general. So I need another one of those for the generic general, and what's more, you can make him either a male or a female on top of it. So there are female Chaos Dwarfs, and that means, more on those also later, that I will need 3 of those beasts, because I want the male, the female, and the special character. And that's not all, because you know, with Age of Sigmar, their flies, they're huge, they're imposing, they're everything. This is also a great model for a Bale Taurus in the Old World. So that means I will need 4 of those kits. And they will probably be around the 125 mark, 150 mark. As usual, those big things, so yeah. That's already going to be a 500-600 euro investment in 4 flying beasts already, but I will have them. And I also know what all my Christmas lists and birthday lists for the coming years are. And that's it. Apart from that, there are going to be some cards and the regular army book and a die set. So that's going to be hard to get them as well, but I will find them. No worries. This is one of those armies that I don't mind paying premium prices even afterwards for dice and something. And yeah, it's just a great, awesome release. It has like 8 dual kits and a character, so yeah, this is fantastic. Just the fact that it's all dual kit alone, that already is great. And it wasn't all, because then came the announcement of a new Underworlds expansion. I'm not going to go too deep into that one, but it had a warband, the Blood of the Bull. And the Blood of the Bull is a warband of 4 Chaos Dwarfs, led by a female character. That's what I said, we're coming back to that one. Great sculpt. She has her henchman with her, her right hand, and then a spearman and a flamer, and a Hobgrot, here we go again, assassin to come with it. So yeah, I'm painting up the cunning crew at the moment to serve as a forward slave unit of the Chaos Dwarf army, and I will play some tournaments with them until these guys arrive. But once these guys come, well, too bad for all my great performing IDNF warbands and everything, but they are finished, they are done, they're going into the painted cabinet for using some solo games. They won't see any action again. It's like in the small video that I posted immediately after the release, well, after I stopped celebrating. And, well, this is my army for Underworlds until the day that Underworld ends. The Dawizar are here, I'm happy, I'm ecstatic, and I will only be playing Dawizar in Age of Sigmar, in Underworlds, well, basically like I do in almost every other game. I sometimes dabble in something else, it never works out. I should stop buying models for non-Dawizars, but yeah, sometimes it's just stronger than you. But yeah, this is the stuff, this was great, this was a fantastic release, and it has been a long time since I was so enthusiastic about a GW preview show. But yeah, this one made it. I can finally, well, I'm gonna do it in 5 minutes. I'm gonna walk to my garbage can, I'm gonna open it, and I'm gonna toss in all those hopium and all those copium pills that I've been swallowing for decades now, and I am going to revel and await for the Chaos Dwarfs. And in the meantime, I will just paint some old world Chaos Dwarfs and repaint them, because Chaos Dwarfs. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time. Bye bye. Did you like the Chaos Dwarf content in this video and want to know more about Chaos Dwarfs? Then check out the Chaos Dwarf online forum by scanning the QR code you now see on screen.